I'd like to say some things in favor of Jimmy, and I'll
Me
go
too.
first.
You go first.
He's a better athlete. I think
Oh, no
he's
question.
a better athlete
No question.
than Nick Mullens. He just is.
Mhm.
And one of the things, especially when he's throwing over the middle, like to tight ends, you and I look at it and say, he throws a gorgeous ball.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
It's gorgeous.
It's
The
gorgeous.
mechanics of it, I think it's the quick release. It's just boom, boom, it's gone. It's
Yeah.
really effortless.
And I would say that Nick Mullens is effective, but you never would say that's a gorgeous throw.
True. True.
Russell Wilson throws a gorgeous ball.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Who throws a gorgeous
gorgeous.
ball? Joe Montana threw a gorgeous ball.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the thing is, part of what I like about football is the aesthetics of it.
Yes.
It's people doing what I can't do. People doing beautiful things. Baseball too. Going to your left and picking up the ground ball, and
for the whole ceremony of pitching and the wind up and all that stuff. Yes.
And Jimmy is in the ceremony. He throws a gorgeous ball, and you look at it and you say, I was privileged to see that. And I don't feel that way about Nick Mullens. So better, more beautiful thrower, probably a little more effective, and a better athlete, Jimmy.
Yeah, I agree. What I would say is he's not the processor. He doesn't have the brain that Nick has, but he can make up for it to a degree with a quicker release and a stronger arm. So he may not see it as quickly as Nick Mullens, but he can make up for it by getting the ball out quicker and getting it through the air quicker. That's one thing. And then, as you said, he's a better athlete. He likes to improv more. He likes when the play breaks down and he can start scrambling around. He likes throwing off his back foot or sidearm or rolling to his left. He likes doing all that high degree of difficulty athletic stuff. Whereas Nick Mullens is get your feet underneath you, throw with proper mechanics, do it right, because he doesn't have the athleticism to pull off that kind of stuff. So it's nice to have a quarterback who has all that. I would call Jimmy more of a playground quarterback than Nick Mullens.
Okay.
And that's not a bad thing because Steve Young had that. Russell Wilson has that. Hall of Famers have that.
It's an extra inspiration.
Yeah.
Right. That maybe Nick Mullens says, let's call it a genius.
Well,
Mullens
made a couple of nice improvisational plays against the Giants, and I've never seen him do that before. But Jimmy's been doing that since he got to the Niners. It's like breathing to him.
The other thing I would say about Jimmy, he's not a fast runner, but he's elusive in the pocket.
Yes, absolutely he is.
He's elusive in the pocket. In a way, Aaron Rodgers is elusive in the pocket.
Yes.
Until he's not. Everybody is not at some point. But I would say that Jimmy is elusive in the pocket. But, Iggy, there's an unspoken question that's at the back of what we're saying. And maybe we don't have the same question. In a way, it's demeaning to Jimmy to compare him to his backup. So the question really is, how good is Jimmy and how much better is Jimmy than Nick? And I would like, if you don't mind, to try, and then I'm quite happy for you to disagree with me.
Sure.
I think Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback, but I think he's not a great quarterback, and Iggy, I don't think he ever will be.
Yeah.
I think he does lots of things really well. I call him serviceable plus.
That's fair.
And I think he's better than Nick Mullens, but not a hell of a lot better. Maybe we would just call Nick serviceable.
Not $27 million better, I'll tell you that.
No, certainly not. And that's an issue for the Niners. They pay him a lot of money, and that's money they couldn't afford for Buckner. But let's put the money aside for a moment. I think it's very interesting that we're comparing those two quarterbacks. Generally, you wouldn't have the backup in the same conversation as the starter. And I think what we're saying is, sure, Jimmy's better, but he's not that much better. And now that he may be out another game or two, the Niners ought to win those games because they have Nick Mullens. How do you feel about what I just said?
I absolutely agree. I think no, Nick Mullens isn't as good as Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo's more experienced. I mean, when they play the Rams in a few weeks, they're going to want Jimmy Garoppolo for that game. He's played the Rams recently. Nick Mullens hasn't beaten the Rams. He's the more experienced quarterback. It should be Jimmy. But if you evaluate Jimmy at the end of the year and you say, is he worth $27 million? Is he getting better? That's the thing about Jimmy. I'm not sure he's getting better. He's a good athlete, but he's not the athlete he was before he tore his ACL. And maybe it's all mental. I don't know. Maybe he's physically fine, but I think his arm strength isn't as good. His mobility isn't as good. So physically, he may have reached his peak already. And that's kind of a disconcerting thought for a guy who likes to use his athleticism. So when they get to the end of the year and they evaluate what he is and what he could be moving forward, they may feel maybe he's not worth all the money they thought he would be, and he's not going to reach the heights that they projected for him at one time.
It's possible, but I would say I would be shocked. I mean, they got 13 more games, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I would be shocked if at the end of the season they say Nick Mullens is our quarterback and not Jimmy. Jimmy's their quarterback. He's a better quarterback. And it's fair to bring up money, but it's not your money and it's not my money. They're allowed to spend their money any way they want. And if they feel they have a good quarterback and there's no one better out there, they'd be nuts to say it costs us too much money. So again, no quarterback controversy here, but for me, it's very interesting we'd even have the conversation. And it shows that if you want to look at it positively from 49er fans' point of view, we're not fans. The Niners are brilliant because they have a backup who's almost as good as the starter. Look how good they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe the answer is both Nick Mullens and Jimmy Garoppolo aren't so great of quarterbacks. And on this team, Kyle Shanahan can make them do everything that they need to do in this team. But if you put them on the Lions, are they going to make that? Are they going to win? I don't know. Are they the kind of quarterback that just transcend everything in an organization like Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes? Maybe not. But on this team, I think both of them can execute just as well as they need to.
Right. And what they're not on Detroit. They're on the 49ers.
Exactly.
And maybe going forward year after year, again, I don't know what the future is, but going forward year after year, maybe the point is this is a wonderful way to have quarterbacks. You have your starting quarterback. They all get hurt. Then the other guy comes in and it's almost the same.
Exactly. Especially considering Jimmy Garoppolo has shown that he will get hurt now and then. So you got to have a good backup quarterback.
Yes.
And what's interesting is their strengths and weaknesses are almost opposite, but the end result is pretty similar. So who cares?
Right.